ladies and gentlemen, we're here with the usual preseason draft power rankings. I got the dogs with me.
Right after, right after. Fuck free agency. We're going right in. Get the content going.
That's right. All right. So,
Woo!
so I guess right off the bat, is there any teams that like noticeably stand out to you, like right off rip?
Oh, there's one. Oh, there's a team
You
that
wanna?
stands right out.
What team would that be? You wanna speak?
Oh, let's talk about Mr. Bug Jim himself.
Okay.
Oh man.
Oh,
How do you feel? Tell me how you feel about the Carolina Cacturns.
I mean, listen, man. He's a very handsome fella, and I'd walk into that gym for a lot of different reasons aside from challenging for the badge, if you know what I'm saying. But monotype team. You know, let's call it how it is. Probably just in terms of team, probably on the bottom.
Guys, we got JC at
that's
1.
cap.
All right. So who we got next up? Any other teams that immediately stand out to you?
Um, you know, first season, but the rain team is a little rough.
Okay. We're not
Feels-
rocking with the rain.
I rock with rain. It just feels like if Polytoad is dead, and Polytoad in and of itself is not a fantastic mon. Polytoad is dead. He kind of gets smoked. And also, Clodsire has to run Water Absorb every single week, so it can kind of just get set up on in the right situation.
I mean, he
And
does
then-
have Arcalodon and Ludicolo as like quad resist to water. He doesn't necessarily always have to be like. I mean, obviously, Water Absorb Clod is probably what's gonna come most of the time, but if he does need a water
for
answer,
Cloud to be effective, because he also needs a good electric switch in, which he doesn't also really have. Aside from Clodsire, I mean, Arcalodon can take electric hits, but it just depends on what set you're running on Arcalodon. But I'll be very interested to see how this team does. But it's it's oddly very expensive.
yeah, I mean the top 3 are just a lot of even Scizor like sneakily a lot of points.
Yeah.
With only 100 points, a little rough, but alright. I mean, yeah, I would definitely say Dayton's is a little on the lower end, so we'll put Dayton at 11. Then, okay. If we don't have any like standout like bad teams, I guess we can start talking about who we think is the best. But I would honestly say Donsky's team is a little weird. Like, Naganadel, very good, but he doesn't have like a good ground type to pair with it to like take care of the steals. Like, yes, he has Heracross. But I mean, Heracross can take care of most steals, but
He does have Terra Iron Crown as well, which is probably going to be, it could be Terra Fighting, Terra Grounds, that type of thing. Because it itself doesn't really deal with steel types either, does it?
no, not outside of like coverage like Terra Blast. Yeah, like his team just out like the last 4 picks in general. Just why, like they don't like Doc's fun. Like I get it, you need a low tier fairy. Doc's fun's fine, but like Mismagius, I get it. Just cool immunities and stuff. But Charizard and Cincino, like surely we could have used those 13 points on something more impactful. Because right now with this team, I'm seeing the top 6 coming to every single game.
Yeah, I mean just because of what Naganadel needs coverage-wise to be able to function the way that it wants to. I mean, I'm very excited to see Mega Heracross.
For sure.
I mean, but he's got, Zero Aura Suicune, 2 very, very good mons as well behind that, so we'll see. I will say that even going aside from his team, I don't see, for me personally at least, I don't see a team that like just screams this is the best team in the league for me. I don't think there's one that's so far above the rest of them.
I mean, yeah, maybe not one that's so far above the head, like ahead of the most, but
Josh's team looks kind of balanced and scary.
I see like, I would say if I'm just doing the eye test, I would say probably the Brits and Sal, probably like really good teams. Sal's team, little weird, because obviously Zoroark, just one of those mons, it's very like polarizing. It's either going to get a lot of value or it's going to do nothing. But I would say Biff probably is like a really good team that I could get behind. Alright, so
If we want, do you want? Yeah, I was gonna say, do you want to put Donskis?
yeah, I'd probably put Donskis above Dayton. Like, this is probably just not. Again,
Yeah.
if he got rid of Cincino like, even then, like, he could get rid of, like, Cincino Doxbun and get a better fairy. Or, again, he get rid of these two and get, like, a better fire or something better. But, like, again, I'm fine with him, like, Mismagius Doxbun, if that's what he wants, fine. But surely we can combine these two into something that's going to be more important. Like, even if he doesn't want a ground type, which, you know, probably should have a ground type.
Probably.
If for whatever reason, if he doesn't, surely we can get a better fire type to make it so Naganadel can click Sludge Wave Draco a lot easier.
Yeah, I like Doxbun with Mega Heracross just for the Will-O-Wisp and the fire type stuff, but and
Yeah.
Zera, I guess. Yeah, I like Doxbun actually.
Yeah, Doxbun on this team is fine because again, even with Ferrothorn, fighting resist, fire immunity, like it has its niche, it has its uses on this team, but these guys can get combined into like a better fighting or fire, most likely a ground. Like what? This is 13 points. On the draft board, what's a 13-point ground type? Fucking Hippo. I mean, you know, at that point, just don't even bring the sand. But not having a ground type, especially with something like Naganadel on your team, is pretty rough.
Definitely rough. Yep, for sure. Let's see. Is there any other?
I'll say Tabs' team is another one that's just like, what are we doing? Like, top.
Yeah, there's a lot of.
Yeah, top 4, very strong, and like I can get behind. Then we have Bear Scooter with no rain. We have Brute Bonnet with no sun. And even though this looks like a sun team, because he has Rotom Heat, which not inherently sun, but works.
Yeah.
Necrozma, 1 sun for Moonlight. Great Tusk, 1 sun for Proto. Brute, 1 sun. We got no sun unless he's running Prankster Sunny Day on Murkrow or Grafaiai. And then again, the last 3 mons, we're wasting 9 points on 3 shitters that are gonna warm the bench every week. If he wants his Sticky Webber, surely we can find something other than fucking Ariados, but this might be.
I honest to God, I think Murkrow is better than Ariados.
Honestly, bro, I think Donski's team is better than fucking Tabs's. Because all Donski needs is a ground type. Tabs,
true. Tabs needs. Yeah.
Tabs needs God. He doesn't know.
Tabs has the best ground type, and then just the PU squad at the very bottom.
Yeah, like we got Bear Scooter, no rain. Snipe Dayton for no reason. Bear Scooter's gonna be warming the fucking bench. Probably not, because one of his few decent mons. And then the rest of the team would appreciate Sun being up. And then he has no Ninetales. Torkoal went undrafted. Didn't draft Torkoal. Why don't we just drop Grafaiai Duraludon, get Torkoal, and then maybe you can justify having these two down here. But no Torkoal's insane.
Yeah, you just have to figure out something else for the Rotom Heat, too. I don't know if you want Rotom Heat and Torkoal.
Yeah, at that point, just get, like, Rotom Wash. Or, like, just get a different electric. But, again, his team...
long story short, get a better team.
Yeah, this team,
Listen, Great Tusk and Necrozma are going to have to be putting in fucking OT.
Yeah, this is going to be the Mega Lopunny Victini duo, bro. They're going to be putting up the LeBron numbers.
The LeBron numbers.
Alright. So what? We got the bottom 3? Bottom 4?
Yep.
Alright, now we got to get... Alright, so... Who's after Tabs? I would say these. I would say like these bottom four. Like these are, like, very clear. Like these are very, very clear. Like these are much worse
Yeah.
than the rest.
That's insane.
All right, JC, hold on. I got you. Hold on.
We get the JC tier.
We got the
There we
zero.
go.
We got you. But for the rest, this is like very clear. not very good
It
team.
needs work. Needs work.
Yeah, this is the needs work tier.
All right.
Next up,
So you said earlier too. You said you think the two Brits and Sal have probably the three top teams.
yeah, I'd say that's probably top three. The only thing I don't like about Josh's team is Masquerade. Other than that, I think it's a pretty good team. Obviously, his team was expensive, so he just needed a three-pointer, and Masquerade was like probably the best one he's gonna get down there. But
I mean, it gives him the webs for like. I mean that even things. Scarfmons can be pretty good into his team aside from like speed boosting Valiant. So like I can see why he wants the webs.
listen, man, all I'm saying is Webs is overrated, bro. Rebs are overrated.
To be fair, if you're gonna get a Weber, you might I mean, need a better one because are you bringing Masquerade over
Yeah.
like Mesprit, Swampert, Jolteon?
That's definitely rough.
Yeah.
Oh.
So you'd say Josh is probably number 3.
Yeah, I'd say probably Josh is probably number 3.
Okay.
He's probably the worst of the top 3.
All right. All right.
Man.
So I guess that means Biff technically has the best team because I think Biff's team is better than Sal's.
Yeah, again, really the only thing I don't like about Sal's team is his Zoroark. Biff's team, there's really nothing to hate. I mean, I guess if there was something to hate, is that Regieleki's his only spinner. So, like, obviously Savali is defog, but, like, how often are you bringing Savali when you got P2 on your team? Obviously Savali can be any type, but, like, I don't know.
I mean, actually, now that I'm looking at it, man, this is crazy that they actually have 9. Like, it looks like they have 5 Mons apiece, but like, Biff's team is very, very top heavy. Like, top 4 are coming every game.
Really, the only thing I don't like about Biff's team is that his team is very slow. Like, he has Regieleki, and then he goes 110, I believe 106 with an Amorous, and then it just, after that, like, his team is very slow, but it's bulky.
Yeah.
Sal's team's a bit quicker. Speed tiers are a little bit better.
I think Sal's team is just better versatility wise overall. Because like I said, the top 4 are coming for Biff every single week. Like I really like. So I think it's probably Sal and then Biff, literally just because of that. And and honestly, Biff's team you can kind of click Earthquake a lot, aside from Enamorous and Ogerpon.
Yeah, but considering these two are going to be coming every week, I wouldn't be too worried about it, especially with Metagross being Terra. Like, he's probably going to be doing, like, Terra Ground a lot, or, like, Terra Fire, so shouldn't be the end of the world. But
Right.
definitely just on base, definitely a thing to worry about. Kind of in, like, the middle of the pack now. We can either work our way up or work our way down.
Let's see. Who would I throw? Let's throw, I think, Chris at 4.
Grab is crazy.
I mean, to be
That's
fair,
what I
the
like to
speed,
hear.
the speed
I just
tiers.
grabbed it just because I had 2 points. To be honest.
I mean, that's fair.
It's
The
not
speed tiers are crazy, though. The speed tiers are definitely wild. It is a very, very, very slow team.
Yeah.
And I don't know if Superior and Palafin by themselves make up for that.
The Palafin's not really fast. It's just the priority through Jet Punch. So,
Right, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the top 3 are very threatening, but is the top 3 enough to warrant having like no speed? It is gonna be hard to kill some of the mons below, though. That's gonna be the thing. I mean, so there. I mean, it's bulky enough. It's got a good duality to it. It's just
Definitely a bit on the slower side for sure.
I feel like his team takes a while to get
As
ramped
a
up.
philosopher, we only cared about the duality.
His team takes a while to get going. I'll say if you get behind in a game, I think it might be very difficult for you to get back on your foot, to stop the bleeding, essentially.
I guess it depends on the way I get behind, because I think Glimora kind of saves me. Just with being.
I would
Is
say
it good
another
for
thing,
sure?
it can be to your hindrance or to your benefit. You have like 2 like very clear dedicated leads in Palafin and Glim. And in prep it can be very like predictable, but at the same time like you can also like use it to your benefit, because like say you lead Palafin one game, you try to use like a grass or electric move, you can go Glim. If it's, you know, a contact move or a physical hit, you can get the toxic debris up. Or so you lead Glim and you try to stack hazards turn 1, they can try taunting you, but like you can predict that and have like a mental herb, or like you can just be like an offensive set that week and like try to abuse that. So like I would say it's like just depending on how you use it, you can use like your leads as like a way to get ahead, but
Well, you know I'm gonna cook, man.
that's facts. See, I mean, I don't hate putting Chris at 4. I think Chris's team is. I like Chris's team. Next up at 5.
So the teams we have left are you, me, Slim, Akivo.
That's it.
Okay.
Alright, I would probably say. I mean, Slim. What did Slim get sniped? Slim got sniped on Togekiss, which wasn't the end of the world because he still got Sylveon. And then
Didn't he say Galvantula?
he did say Galvantula, but I mean, he still wanted like Kilo or Jolteon, so it wasn't like the end of the world. Really, the only thing that kind of got him was like the end of the draft with getting these 2. I just kind of told him get something random, just
Yeah.
fix it after. So
I mean, honestly, I think even if you wanted to, because Mischievous 2 points, whatever, you know what I mean? Like that's Mischievous can be brought some games because it's a decent mon. It's not like a terrible, mon. But I think if you just take the Terra from low kicks and give it the Bastiodon, that like shoots this team up a lot for me.
it's just depending on what
Loki's-
he wants to do, because like obviously Bastiodon, very strong Terramon it could be, but I think again either like you said he switches the Terracath into Bastiodon, or he keeps it on low kicks and then maybe gets rid of these 2 for like a better 6-pointer. Like, so what you have? Fairy Steel Dragon.
You could also do it. You could also give the Kilowattrel.
You could get the
you-
Kilo.
Yeah.
It's just dependent. Like, do you want to keep like top heavy, or do you want to be more balanced? 'Cause like low kicks with Terra, if you're just doing Terra Bug every game, like you're doing like
You're gonna hit things hard.
yeah, you're doing
absolutely.
60 to 70% with U-turns. So like,
Mhm.
and especially with the core between Sylveon, Slowbro, Shaman is like his backbone. Like he has like enough defensive pieces to where like Tauros can be like bulky offense most weeks, and if it's pure bulk, then like if he brings these 4 with like low kicks Pult or treads Pult, like I feel like he has like a lot of defensive options that can also be offensive, and that could be like
Right.
pretty hard to like deal with in prep, because like treads could be offensive or defensive every week. Sylveon, you can expect it to be the defensive set, and then he'll just randomly bring the spec set, and then you have to deal with spec Sylveon.
Right.
Toro, same thing. Just you expect to be Intimidate, Rocky Helmet or Leftovers, Will-O-Wisp, and then out of nowhere it's Choice Band, Raging Bull, Close Combat. You have no switch in, so
Mhm.
I do think he has good options for
Yeah.
where he wants to go. It's just again
Yeah,
these
I think
last
it's just
two
the
are
bottom. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think maybe you change a Terra Captain if you want to do that. I mean, I think honestly, now that I'm looking at it, I would probably get rid of Bastardon and Mischievous, give Kilowattrel the Terra, and then pick up a better 6-point Mon.
Yeah.
So you, me,
You, me, and
Akivo.
Akivo. So, I think Akivo's team is probably worse than ours. Just because his
Yeah, he's
Terra...
got Mega Manetric. Put him fucking.
Alright, well.
Get
No,
him down
Mega Man X-Trace is a dog, but I just think his team is like... Unironically, his speed tiers got better by getting Cyclone Ferrothorn, because now he has 135 or 130 into 120 into 110.
Ogerpon's what you got instead of Ferrothorn.
Yeah, so like
Okay.
his speed tiers are a little bit better overall. I mean, the Spadef on this team is fucking insane with Araquanid, Togekiss, and then again with the defensive core with Incineroar, Rhyperior, Ursaring. Like, obviously these two don't pair the best together just because they're both fighting weak, ground weak, so it could be a little rough. But in general, just very bulky team to break through that can hit hard, like Araquanid. Again, same thing as Sylveon, can be Banded or Mystic Water, and now you get to deal with that. Togekiss can literally be Nasty Plot, or even if it's not, just be Thunderwave Air Slash most weeks. And then Ursaring, you're trading something to kill it every week. I mean, you're not one-shotting that.
Yeah, that thing as a Terra Captain is actually very good. If in the right situation, yeah, it can definitely do some damage. I will say the only thing that I would be worried about from this team, and I know we've got, basically 2 immunities for it, but in the right situation, a Will-O-Wisp will definitely hurt. I mean, because you got Rhyperior, Ogerpon, Ursaring, and Sneasler. All very prominent only physical attackers.
Ursaring wants to get burned, because you have Guts.
I mean, that's true. You could, yeah.
And also, Araquanid also has Water Bubble, so like if you're bringing Will-O-Wisp, he has 2 very good switch-ins to that.
Well, what's Ursaring's other ability?
Quick Feet.
Is it only Quick Feet? I thought it was another one it could use that was like good.
I know it's Quick Feet and something else. Let me see. Unnerve.
Unnerve. Okay. All right. So I thought it was that's on me. I thought there was another ability on Ursaring.
There you go.
Fair enough. Ursaring can be a decent thing, and then obviously you have Instant and Araquanid, like you said. So, all right, not as bad as I originally thought, but still, you just have to be careful if you're bringing all 4 of those in a week. Just have to be careful. But overall, I mean, between Mega Manetric, Spectrier, Sneasler, I mean, the speed on this team is insane. So
Yeah, I mean, even some weeks, like if he doesn't need coverage on Manetric, he can run like Discharge and Thunderbolt and Volt Switch. Even if he doesn't need all 3, he can do like Thunderbolt, Volt Switch, and then just throw in Thunder Wave. That way, if he doesn't need Manetric, he can just paralyze something, and then that way Spectrier can come in and just start hex spamming sooner. And then that obviously with Sneasler, if you're not running Covert Cloak, you're going to get poisoned or status in some way. Spectrier, I mean, the Sneasler Spectrier combo is pretty elite. And then again, like status through Ursaring Body Slams, Manetric Thunderwave, Incineroar, fucking. Does Incineroar get Will-O-Wisp?
Bro's definitely got my respect.
I think it does.
Yeah, I'm like 90% sure it does, but I also.
It's Akiva who got Spectrier, right?
Yeah, so. Yeah, I mean, Incineroar just.
Incineroar is so versatile too, because you mentioned Spadef, and like AV Incineroar is like one of the best sets that thing can run. So I mean, that thing is such a good support mon.
Yeah, so I'd put Akivo here. I think his team is good. Alright, let's see our 2 teams here.
Yeah, Akivo, if you're listening, I forfeit our match out of respect.
That's crazy work.
He's gonna win already.
So I would say your team's a little weird. And that, I mean, not.
The Iron Treads being gone from Melmetal is definitely weird. Like, I was literally just like, all right, I need a Steel type. What do I do? And I had, Iron Treads is 15, and I had Minun on there originally, just for 1 point, whatever. So I was like, all right. There was like Melmetal and Gudra, which were like the higher steals that I was looking at. So
I mean, the reason I say it's weird is like you have webs, which like obviously you don't need to bring webs on Galvantula. It's just what it's mostly drafted for. But half your team wants webs, and then the other half wants Trick Room. So it's like you have like a weird dynamic where like you want speed with things like Darkrai and I guess Flygon and Armarouge at times, but even then, like Armarouge can still work in Trick Room. And then Slitherwing is fast, but not like super fast, relying a lot on first impression for damage at times. And then like again with, I mean, a lot of your team like Diancie, Melmetal, Armarouge, even again like Dhelmise, they appreciate Trick Room being up. So like I feel like Trick Room is something that you're gonna have to like, unless you get rid of or unless you get rid of Melmetal, but if this is how you keep your team could definitely be a bit this like, because obviously if you get Trick Room up, you don't want to bring out Darkrai, so like you might be stalling your damage for Darkrai to come out, and then like if the position is right for Darkrai but Trick Room's up, it could be weird. And if you don't want to rely on Trick Room, then you're always attacking second, which is gonna be rough. So I might like Akiva's team more than yours. What do you think?
I feel like my team's got a lot of. I mean that's a fair like but some of the mons that I could appreciate Trick Room on this team also could be just walls, or just to give me space to bring my other guys in. I guess that's kind of more how I look at it. So I think it can be a bad or a good thing depending on how it's used. Because if you prep for the Trick Room side of my team, expecting that to come, and you're trying to play with your mons in Trick Room under mine, and I end up just bringing a super fast team, it's kind of like, all right, now you're just slower in general. So
yeah, but realistically, your fastest mons is Galvantula and Flygon. And they're not like incredibly. Really, your only speed is Darkrai.
I mean, Slitherwing with sticky webs outspeeds a lot.
Right. It's just you also don't. I guess you have Dhelmise for rapid spin blocking, so I guess it's not the end of the world. But you might be bringing, I guess, Dhelmise more than you did anticipate just to spin block, unless you're bringing Terragos Armarouge, which probably not the best when you can just Terra Psychic Expanding Force with Indeedee, or Terra Fighting, or Terra Fairy.
Yeah. I mean, fair enough. I could honestly see. I just think my mons I think it's just a more balanced team. Like.
Really, the only thing I don't like about Akiva's team is Rhyperior, just because again it's part rock. I feel like. Let me see, Landry's draft board, 8 points. I feel like.
Honestly, I think he probably should have terrored Rhyperior.
Honestly, you got Gligar. That'd be.
Terror Rhyperior is kind of crazy though, low key.
I should look. Low key, kind of want to just. I'm gonna give him Gligar. I made the executive decision.
I like Gligar.
Alright, I'm gonna let Akiva.
Right.
I'm gonna let Akiva know I got him Gligar.
We've got.
I got rid of.
we got the audible.
For Gligar.
We got the in-video audible. It's crazy.
Decided. Better for you. But
The fact that Akiva didn't get King Gambit, the game is back on. I no longer play.
Alright.
Alright, especially with Gligar now, I'm definitely liking Akiva's team more.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine.
I made the pivot to give him the advantage. I had to do it.
That's fine. That's him.
And then I guess by default I'm 6. So obviously
Yeah.
I'm not gonna talk about my own team, but I guess if you guys want to talk about it, you guys can go for it.
Let me see here.
The funny thing about your teams, bro, is I look at your teams every season and I just go, this is just a ragtag group of fucking people. Your team, for whatever reason, I don't know if it's like the way they're put in here, your teams every season just look like, how did these misfits get together? Here we are. which
Yeah.
is not a bad thing.
Yeah, Island
it's
of
just
Misfits.
funny that it's just funny that I look at your team every season and go, dude, this doesn't it doesn't look threatening until you
I think Arena Trap actually could make it very interesting since we have that unbanned. I like the Gotha tail pickup, but yeah, I feel like that's like the one thing that throws it off. Not throws it off in a bad way, like throws off the person who has to prep against it. Is just Arena Trap is kind of annoying.
I like Terra Lucario. I better see the
Terra
tech.
Lucario also very scary.
I better see the
But
tech.
if you Terra
I'm not
normal
gonna. I'm
every
not gonna
game,
reveal
you
it.
know?
I'm not gonna reveal it,
Are
but
you
I better see the tech at one point during the season, man.
Jesus
If I don't see
Christ.
it, you're getting reported. I'm just saying.
I guess I won't ask, but I was curious. Yeah, no, I guess that doesn't really make sense to ask.
I mean, it's
I'll
not
tell.
anything.
I'll tell you the tech. Hey, whoa.
No, I was saying it doesn't make sense to ask because I don't know how often you're gonna bring Terra normal. That's what I was gonna ask.
Oh, I mean, Terra Normal, Terra Steel, they're always like reliable ones that you can go on if you have no other idea what to do. I will say
Terra Lighting's
Terra
good for
Stellar.
earthquake switch-ins too. Just
one thing I did realize after I made the team that was like not something I had planned, but it just kind of happened was I actually have like a lot of mix attackers, like Heatran, mostly special but can be physical. Lucario hits from either side, Mega Sceptile hits from either side, Thundurus hits from either side, and Frostlass hits from either side. So like in prep, you're gonna have to figure out like which mon is gonna be what and what side they're gonna be hitting from, which can give me the edge at times. I can make you
I also
waste a
think
lot
you
of
can use
defensive
Earthquake
investments.
a lot into your team.
Not
a lot, but you can use it decently.
I mean, pre-Terra Lucario, I can see it, but
yeah.
after I Terra, I don't think it's too big of a deal.
I think you've also like your team speed tier wise. I feel like it's just very in the middle. Aside from like, because
Yeah, I
obviously
mean, it's
Mega
not
Sceptile's very
anything
fast, and what Thundurus is like 110, right?
Thundurus is 111 and Frostlass
111.
is 110.
Right. And then I think it just goes down to like 80s and stuff from there, right? Because I think Heatran Overquill are like.
So this is 145, this is 111, this is 110, and then Luke is 90.
Yeah.
Overquill is 85.
Mm-hmm.
Feeney's 85, and then this is 60 or 50, and then this is 50.
What is Heatran?
Heatran is 77.
I was gonna say he's very middle. Yeah. So I mean,
Where's my dog Heatran at? Please tell me it's 77. Let's go, 77.
nice.
But yeah,
Ooh.
but definitely not the fastest team of all time.
So. Yeah, not bad for a little postseason power rankings. I mean, obviously these teams could change. I don't know. I mean, aside from a couple people's teams, I really don't feel like too much needs to change. Just a couple little mons here and there. So, I don't really see one or two mons moving anybody up 12 spaces. But,
yeah, realistically,
We'll see.
Tabs just needs to gut the bottom 90% of this team. And then Donsky just needs to get rid of these two and get fucking literally any ground type in existence. And then his team will be a lot more threatening.
Right. But yeah, overall, very excited for the boot camp draft.
That's right.
We're gonna get into it. Very different season of Big Juice. Fucking best of ones, all that shit.
Oh, how we rock.
That's how some of us rock. That ain't how Millie rocks.
You Drake fan?
Nah, man, I didn't know that was Drake Tape Truth.
I didn't know either. I just.
You could have said that was anybody. I have no idea who that's from. I don't listen to any music. Like
All
that.
I know is like one of the Drake people is like Millie Bobby Brown or something. But other than that,
Oh, God.
I have like
All right,
no idea.
What is
the
going
video's
on?
devolving. It's time to end it.
My camera's out of
Oh.
focus. We're scuffed. But
Oh,
You just
God.
said Millie Rock and Millie Bobby Brown in the same sentence.
Yeah, I don't-
That's wild.
I don't know. I guess.
Anyways, Pius, hit the signature outro on us.
So that's gonna be that. If you're mad, don't care. El Bozo. And we're gonna get on out of here.
Peace.
See y'all.